Hey y'all, I'm just gonna do a quick video on the trees and plants I got growing here in North Florida before this winter hits. So I'll take you one by one, show you what I got growing in the backyard and then in the front yard, and try not to get a whole bunch of looks from the neighbors talking to my phone. For starters, I'm gonna just show what's on my porch. So it's a little bit of a mess, so you'll have to excuse that. I'm working a lot, but I got some just peppermint plants. Got a royal Rostonia regia, I believe. That is a baby from the huge royals at SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida. This is just a Chinese fan palm. Don't really think it's gonna do anything. It was in one of those clumping deals, and I broke that off and hasn't really done anything this past year. So queen palm, another one I don't really care too much about. I have a million of these from family's queen palm seeds. This one is I can't really say the name correctly. Ringa Englerii, I don't know, but I got this from a gentleman in Orlando, as well as the royal and the king palm I got right here, and it's been doing okay. Hasn't really grown too much, but again, I got it, I want to say August-ish time frame, and I replanted it, so it's probably focusing on the roots. But got that. I got a king palm, specifically the Arco Phoenix Cunningham. I probably butchered that name as well. Another peppermint plant, and then I have a navel orange tree. Got a few oranges on it. I should have just cut these off to help it establish its roots this year, since I did plant it around springtime. But the oranges are looking fairly good, turning a orangish color. This one's a lot more orange, probably ready to pick here soon. And then in the back we have a birds of paradise that actually died down pretty bad last year and came back. And then next to it we have a Mexican fan palm. I actually have an identical one on the other side I got from Home Depot. I really like these. They're hardy, especially in this area. Don't have to protect them, and they grow super fast, so I'm a big fan of those. Ice cream banana back here. This died down to the ground this past winter. By the way, we had a pretty rough winter. I want to say it dipped down to 25-ish degrees at one point. So that's just something to keep in mind. We do have a pup down there at the bottom. I'm debating on whether or not I should take that out and pot it and put it on like the porch during the winter. And then we have a plumeria. I'm going to put that on the porch. It's not looking so good right now, but a while back, about a month or two ago, it was flowering like crazy. But we'll put it on the porch, and then next year it'll probably flower again. That's my wife's plant. Becario Phoenix Alfredii. This is that high plateau coconut that's supposed to be cold hardy. This one I got really cheap. I got another one over here that I'm going to show y'all that's in a lot better shape, but this one is not so much. I need to put a little bit of support for it to keep it standing straight up. By the way, these coconuts are from the Keys. They're nothing here created those coconuts. This I believe is a bottle palm. I'm not 100% sure. I got it as a gift, so I don't know if it's a bottle palm, spindle palm, something, one of those palms. But put it in a pot, and it's taken off pretty well. This is a new frond. Then I got another new one right here, so it's done well. We'll put that on the porch when it gets sub 40 degrees. Good old classic queen palm. I put that in around springtime this year from Costco. It's taken off pretty well. That, of course, is not going to get any winter protection. By the way, I don't plan on protecting any of these plants back here. I'll specify which ones I will plan on protecting. Like I said, this one's going to go on the porch. This is a dwarf green Malayan coconut. That's also going to go on the porch as well. So it's going to get a little bit better temperatures. I'm not going to put a frost cloth or anything on it. I actually did last year. This was in the ground over there where this lady palm is, and I'm going to get to that. So it was in the ground, and it had another one next to it, and that one died. It did have a spear pole, but this one survived. It did have a frost cloth on it. The foliage was completely brown and dead, so I cut that off, and then it grew back fairly well. Not fantastic, but it is growing. Put it in a pot, and I'm going to keep it in a pot for the foreseeable future. It just doesn't, not up here in a 9B-ish area. It's just not meant for this. So I was a little bit new to palms when I got into that, and now that I know what it can handle and can't, I'm gonna just baby it for the most part. Becario Phoenix Alfredii, this one's kicking butt. This one, again, I got this one and the other one over there from a guy in Orlando, and he said he was associated with the initial like bunch that they brought from Madagascar. So not sure how true that is, but that is pretty cool if it is. But yeah, this one's taken off. Don't plan on covering it. Hopefully it lives up to the statement of being cold hardy down to like 25 degrees. So we'll see about that. Foxtail, just a baby. I got this at Walmart for like $7. So, you know, if it survives, it survives. If it doesn't, oh well. But I threw it in a pot. I'm gonna put this on the porch as well when it gets pretty cold. Back here, this was just a family banana tree. My mom, she lives nearby me, and she had like 50 of these in her backyard, and they just grow like crazy. They grow bananas, and they're like finger-sized bananas. It's got to be some dwarf variety. I don't know the exact name, but so I asked her if I could just take one, and she let me take it, and it was about this size when I took it, but it's actually starting to push out new growth, so that's good. And it made a little pup down there as well. Little ice cream bean tree. It's taken off a little well. I planted this, I want to say, a few weeks ago. I got the seeds on I want to say eBay it was, I'm not sure, but I got like 12 seeds, and all of them germinated, and they started growing pups, and I now have like probably 20 or 30 of them. So if you're in the North Florida area and you want one, let me know. I can work a deal out with you. But all the other ones are growing in my bathroom, and I'm gonna let them grow until spring of next year before I plant those. But this one, I'm just a test. I'm just saying, you know, if it survives, it survives. If it doesn't, oh well, you know. But I'm not gonna protect that. This was a queen from my mom's queen. This was grown from seed. I didn't really protect this too much. I didn't protect it at all during the winter, but I have it in a pot. Plan on just giving it to someone else, because it was planted right here where this Mexican fan was planted. Again, I just got this to match the other side, and I just wanted to grow really quick and kind of create the little tropical, subtropical look we got going on back here. Got a Majesty palm right here. I had an identical one on the other side around that area, but it died. It died back. It had a spear pole, and I accidentally ran it over with my lawnmower, so that doesn't help. This one actually did have a spear pole, believe it or not, and it grew back. I noticed some green growth on it, and I was kind of shocked, and it started growing back. So I was like, okay, well, I don't plan on protecting it. I have seen other people in the area have these, but they're like really close to their house, so I don't know if they protect them or what, but it's surviving, and if it continues to survive, that would be cool. Over here we have a moringa tree. I don't really have to speak too much on that. We have the pygmy, I believe that is a pygmy date palm, real small one we got from Costco for fairly cheap, and it's one of those bunching ones. It's like, I think it's like 5 different ones in there. I'm not 100% sure, but don't plan on protecting that either. I know my family has some and they get pretty beat up by the frost, but they always come back, and honestly, if it does, it does. If it doesn't, oh well. I'll through the next few winters, if they start dying and stuff, I don't plan on replacing them, kind of like the coconut back there. I don't plan on getting another one. So if it dies, it dies, and I'll say, okay, well, that was a lost cause. This is a lady palm. I have seen people in the area grow these, and they clump very well. My game plan is that this can spread out a little bit and provide some shade for my air handler, or AC unit, rather, and because during the summer the sun sets on this side of the house and it just roasts my bathroom window right there, hence why those ice cream beans are sitting in there in the tub. Wife doesn't really like that, but the plants love it. They're growing very well, but needless to say, it needs some shade. It makes that bathroom very hot, raises our electric bill a little bit, and we don't need that. This is a mango tree. I'm sure some of y'all probably already know that. It's grown very well. I got this from the south side of Jacksonville. There was a flea market and they sell like tropical plants. I also got the coconut, dwarf coconuts from there as well. It was grafted. I think I said that. I think this was a Tommy Atkins one. I'm not 100% sure. They didn't have the one I wanted. I wanted the Carrie tree, because I heard great things about that one, but instead I got this one. It was just the one they had there at the time, and wasn't ideal, but it's not something that I care too much to protect. I didn't protect it last year, and I had it in a pot sitting right here, and it grew just fine. No leaf damage or anything. So that was partially probably because of my roof, as well as the brick radiating some heat off at night. But yeah, it's grown very well. Initially it was maybe this tall with only a few leaves, and now it's got more of a woody trunk to it, and it's, grown a few branches on it. But yeah, that's about it for my backyard. I'm gonna go ahead and take y'all to the front yard. All right, so for starters, we have another queen right here. Not gonna stay too long on that, but it's around the same size as the one in the front yard with some coconuts from the Keys. I have a Chinese fan palm right here. It's a clumping one. There's multiple actual like nodes on there. It's grown fairly well, and plan on it. Sorry about that, neighbor caught me, but yeah, it's grown very well. I'm not gonna protect it, and don't expect it to have any trouble with our winters. Hawaiian tie back here, and then I don't know the exact name for those, Creton or Petro, something like that. But yeah, they're little colorful plants. Did have some of these, and they died pretty bad last year, but they're only $10 at Costco, so my wife likes them, so I went ahead and planted some more. But next year I might do the same thing, and obviously clean up the mulch bed because it's pretty rough. Another pygmy right here. Again, not going to protect this, and it's probably going to fare pretty well, being that it's close to the front of the house. I did have a Christmas palm here. It died pretty badly last year. The winter really hit it pretty hard. I also had a royal right here which survived, with fairly little coverage, but fairly little like frost cloth protection, but the winter did fry the leaves, and the HOA did not like that. So that's everything on this side. I'm going to go ahead and take y'all to the other side. And then on this side, we have the foxtail. That's grown fairly well. I did have that planted last year, and it did very well this past winter. It did have some leaves die, but outside of that, it came back pretty well during the spring and summer. I did protect it a little bit with some like Christmas lights, but that was about it. Outside of that, it's done well. And then the last one I have is a clusia right here, as well as the sago palm, which don't plan on protecting either of those. The sago palm did pretty well. I'm just gonna walk over here so I'm not interrupted by the neighbor again, but sago did pretty well last year. I don't plan on protecting that just because it's something that does well in Northeast Florida, but the foxtail at this height that it's at, which I want to say is maybe like 15 to 18 feet tall, with a little bit of trunk on it. At that height, I don't plan on protecting it. The foliage is probably going to get fried again. Hopefully we don't have as bad of a winter as we did last year. I mean, it snowed just north of here, so that was one of the worst winters we've had in a while. But if we don't have a bad one as last year, I don't expect it to die, but I don't expect too much foliage to be brown on it. But yeah, that's about it, y'all. If you have any questions, just leave a comment on the video. I'll update the channel after this winter. That's my game plan, is to show what I had before and how it fared during the Northeast Florida winter. But yeah, thanks for watching.